Welcome to a band called Dubstep's Horror Reacts with John Blair, Part 3.
Do you want to see it? Maybe we could try a Dunkin' Donuts one.
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay, let's do that. See what happens. Whoa! Oh, this is already amazing. Because
Okay.
the voice actor is a very deep voiced man,
Ooh.
and the first scene you see is a woman with a cigarette. So
Okay. There's gonna be
and it,
gravitas in this.
yeah, yeah. It's also from a guy named Mort or a team named Mort that I really like watching these stories from. All right, let's share
Okay.
the screen. See, there's a cigarette, a woman. Let's make the screen big and play. Dunkin' Donuts. Oh, it's a Dunkin' Donuts / Walmart.
Oh. Okay, got it now.
After I finished college, I moved out of my parents' house. I wanted a new life, sort of fresh and far away from my hometown. It's not like I hated my parents or couldn't stand them in any way. They were great and supportive. I just wanted to escape this hole I was living in and finally taste the adult life. There was really nothing to do here, and I wanted to try life in a big city.
Oh
Unfortunately,
man.
after a month, I was already running out of money. I couldn't find a job in my industry, so I had to settle for anything that could pay my rent for the next
If
month.
she's got this voice,
The
she eats a
closest
carton
job
of
to me
cigarettes a
was at
day.
a Dunkin' Donuts. I
Yeah.
applied for this job and I was immediately hired. The first few weeks were hard, but later I actually enjoyed working there. I met some awesome people. One of them was Nina. We were getting along so well that we requested our supervisor to always sign us both in
That's
on the
great.
same shift. It was never
Whoa.
that busy there, so we spent most of our time talking and
Nina's looking
gossiping.
weird. I do
She
like
was a really happy person, and I was in a similar position in life as
your
me.
shirt's on
What?
backwards. The graphic of your shirt is on backwards because you've turned around. Because they just flipped the bottle. Yeah.
I thought it
The
was like a
animation
right
so far.
thing.
Oh yeah, the maybe is it? I don't know. Yeah, because they're the Dunkin' Donuts of their shirt is like mirrored.
Yeah, so hers is
Yeah.
backwards. The one that is normal is covered by a thing. So I just assumed it was like a rights
Right.
thing. But
Oh yeah, probably. Oh god, yeah, maybe. I want to. I'm very confused as to why all of these involve like stores and like chain stores or whatever. I'm like,
they
is
don't
it, like,
usually. I mean, like, I think they just want it to be relatable to people because, like, the hole that I fell into was originally just OnlyFans horror stories, which were really funny to me because they were so unrealistic. It's just like, and then they figured out where I lived through the computer. It's like, no, they didn't. Like,
and then a
and I
shark
made
bit off her
business cards. Yeah, that like the baby shark. This is
and then the Grinch showed up. It was this whole damn thing. But I do like so far I like the animation of this one. And the voice is so like you're absolutely right. Like such a big booming deep voice that's like completely incongruous with everything we're seeing.
Well, what's
like
funny is like a lot of times when they do these, they're like, I'm a 17-year-old female with blonde hair. And it's like a black male narrator. And like you just know. And you're like, there's no way you're a 17-year-old little blonde girl. Like it's not happening. But they don't give any fucks. They just hire whoever they want, apparently.
Is the woman with like the little sexy baby voice like one of the only like female narrators in the game?
Yeah. So I think I found a new one yesterday, but then that was when I did an episode with Gulad, and it was just like it was like the episode was based out of Canada, and the animation was beautiful. It was really well done, but then the voice actor just sounded like she was just recounting a story to the cops, and I didn't like her voice, and I didn't like the attitude. And maybe it's a real live recording of someone talking to the cops. Maybe that's what it was, but.
Yeah, maybe.
Whatever. Anyway, yeah, Ariane with her sexy baby voice is one of the only female narrators on there, and I'm just like, get me on there, man. I could do something. I could do some damage in this world. Like it's like,
oh yeah, plant your flag, get in there.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, let's start playing. I love Mort because animation is always so terrible to me, but like it's so funny. Like their knees bend backwards. It's awesome.
Oh,
her parents kicked her out of the house when she was 18. But
yeah, it's
she
a
had
rights
to
thing.
work hard to finish her education.
Dunkin' Donuts
and pay
reversed
rent.
again.
Oh yeah.
I always supported her, and she gave me as much as she could back. We really became best friends. And that's how my life was. I was working at Dunkin' for about half a year now, and Things were going great until a really strange man appeared into my life. He would always visit us on Friday evenings, and this consistency only added to the creepiness of his behavior. He used to order a cappuccino with 1 chocolate ring donut every single time. He was
What a
always wearing
jerk,
the
huh?
same clothes, which was really weird and gross. It was a hideous green jacket with brown stains and dirty, roughed-up blue trousers.
And he looked pretty
After
methed
making
out.
an order, he would always sit in the same exact table and would stare at me
Okay,
and
that's
Nina
pretty good.
intensely. Of course, this never really bothered me at first. I considered myself a pretty decent-looking girl and have had a man's eye in my body here and there.
In my
But the
body?
way this man was staring at me,
You had a man's eye
there was
in your
something
body?
disgusting about it. Made me
Just
sick
hear
to my stomach. I think it was more uncomfortable for Nina than me. She got really scared of him and told me she was afraid of him. But one day, he stayed longer than usual. It was almost closing hour and there were no more other customers. It was raining outside and Nina and I were sitting
I feel like
behind
you're
the counter
enthralled,
and talking
John.
as usual. I was getting really annoyed because
I'm
I knew I was the
very,
one with the
like,
key. I had to close the
to
door.
step up in
It
the
was
animation
my
of
closing
this,
shift, and I would
It's
inevitably have
great,
to be
but
the one to
this
ask
man
him
is
to
an
leave.
actual zombie. Like he
Our
went from
manager
like
already
just
left
being
the
like a
building
guy
by
in
now,
the store
and
to
it
like
was
now
just
they're just drawing a zombie.
Yeah. Also, it's not a rights
really-
thing. The Dunkin' Donuts was forward this time. So you were right. They're just
Oh.
mirroring images.
They just, I guess, when they just switched the model, it like.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Anyway, I hate this dude. He at first I was like, oh great, this is just a regular who like, you know, isn't taking care of himself hygiene wise. But no, now he's straight up some sort of zombie. That happened really quickly. Yeah.
Well, you see
Don't
it
worry.
every week. So maybe it's like a weekly thing. Every week he kind of deteriorates a bit more, you know?
Oh, maybe. Yeah. This
Yeah.
is like over time. Yeah.
Yeah.
perhaps.
Yeah. I mean, like if he's methed out, he's losing teeth, right? So it's
Oh yeah, for sure. And but I
Alright.
like the thing where like his eyes would look over here and then they would start like shaking like that. Like, that's how you know this guy's a creep. Is when your people start doing that, you're in trouble. I know. Oh, look at him. I hate him. Ugh.
Nina, the man, and I. But right as I was going to go up to him and ask him to
Oh,
leave,
see, now he looks okay.
he stood up and came to the counter.
he's sobered
How
up.
can I help you? Do
Yeah.
you want anything else? I asked. I'm not hungry, he said. And there was a really long, awkward silence. I didn't really know what to say, so I just stared at the floor and waited for him to say something. But I'm horny, he said, laughing. At that point, I was so anxious and embarrassed. I didn't even say anything back because I was just so confused and taken aback. Come on, I was joking, the man said. I've been visiting this place from time to time, and I noticed a really pretty lady here. I'd love to get to know her closer, if you know what I mean. He laughed awkwardly.
Oh my god, look at his face.
Nina
Look
and
at
I
his
looked at
horrible
each other
face.
with wide eyes. I turned my head back to
Low
the man
angles
and
are hard
told
to do,
him, sorry,
apparently.
but I'm seeing someone. I'm not talking about you, the man said, but your friend over there. Can you ask her for her number? He then started to stare at Nina.
I noticed a pretty girl.
eyes and
Not
mouth
you
wide
though.
open.
Yeah.
It took me a
Rude,
second or
first
two to
of all.
realize, but I noticed his arm was shuffling around. I looked closer in. His
I think
hand
he's
was
gonna
in
be
his
jerking
pants.
off in a second.
This
Yeah.
sick bastard was masturbating as he was talking to us. You better leave right now, or I'm
voice got
calling the
even
police,
deeper.
I screamed.
You better leave
Nina
right
Nina was about
now.
to cry, but
Yeah.
I stayed strong and tried to protect her. He tried to jump over the counter and grab Nina, but thankfully I knocked him over the edge and he landed on his head. We
Then he
ran.
died?
We ran as fast as we could. We never looked back. When we got to safety, we called our manager.
We
who called
ran
the
through
police.
the woods.
The cops were quick in telling us that the man had gotten away, and they closed the case shortly after because there was really nothing they could do.
Was
As
there no
disappointing as
cameras?
this was, Nina and I were just happy that the man was off our backs. It seemed like things would go back to normal. A few days passed by and I almost forgot about him. Everything seemed to be back to normal and I enjoyed working with my best friend as a barista. Eventually, Nina and I had another closing shift. The day was ending and we were cleaning up the tables and preparing the building to get locked up. Nina eventually left for her usual smoke break. She left her stuff inside and went out through the back door, popped open a cigarette. After about half an hour,
Popped
I
open a
realized
cigarette?
that
That's not
Nina
how
still
cigarettes
wasn't
work.
back in the store.
Yeah, you
This
pop them
was
open and you.
Odd.
And then
It would
smoke comes
usually
out,
take
and then-
Nina only about 10 minutes to take a cigarette break, and she'd never just leave work like this, not with her stuff left behind anyways. It made no sense. Her phone and her wallet were still in the store. I then remembered the man, and my heart and mind started to race. I instantly started worrying for the worst. I looked in the back of the store and she wasn't there. I looked in the back patio and there was no sign of her.
What is she
Just
doing?
a still lit
Squats?
cigarette lying on the ground.
They really overdo this
I
woman's
called my
breathing.
manager and
It's
he
very
called the
lucky.
police. We searched all night for her, looked up and down and couldn't seem
Did
to
you
find
call
her.
the police?
It made no sense. Even the police were stumped.
Okay, they did.
It's like she disappeared into thin air. That night, I could barely sleep.
She's
I knew
sleeping in the
police were
nude.
handling it, but I just wanted to know where she
She's
was.
not happy about it.
How could she disappear like this?
Mm.
A few grim and horrible days went by,
That's how
and I
I
got the
sleep when I can't
news,
sleep.
but it wasn't the news I wanted.
That your clothes are
Nina
never.
was found dead in the woods, her body stripped half naked.
A lot of vaguely concerned
She
looking
was
around.
violated and murdered, and we all knew who the culprit was.
Whoa!
The police found the man not far away from the crime scene. He was staying
That
in
was
an
extreme.
old, dingy trailer. The man got life in prison, but this wouldn't fix the years of PTSD and mental health issues I'd have following this. I soon quit my job at Dunkin. It was the right thing to do. I couldn't work there. Not after what happened to Nina.
I'm,
2007.
okay, I'm sorry for laughing, but you know when something is just so bad that you're like, I cannot even. Like someone wrote
Yeah.
this. Someone wrote this out, and the end is like, and then I quit my job because of the PTSD.
Yeah, I just felt like it was the right thing to do. That, I mean, no points for suspense, no points for a twist at all. That just like a creep showed up, and it seemed like he was going to do a horrible thing, and then he did. And that's
The end. And then I quit my
Yeah.
job.
Yeah,
But
I
at least
wouldn't
the
have thought so at the
animation was
outset.
something, right?
yeah. You know, like if you told me at the start I was going to, from a story perspective, like the Baby Shark one the best, I would not have believed you. But here we are. It's
Are you serious? I thought you liked the Christmas Grinch guy the best.
oh well, I loved that. I mean, I like, but from like a perspective of like this is a horror story. The Baby Shark thing at least kind of kept you guessing a little bit. I love the Grinch thing because I just thought it was so hilarious that they went to the mall and both immediately got in a fight with the real Grinch. That was wonderful. But from like a you're gonna watch like a horror story. Yeah, the shark one at least it I didn't feel like I knew what was gonna happen. Whereas the rest of them, I just sort of felt like I knew it was, especially the last one. It was really just like, I used to work at Dunkin' Donuts, and then a pervert showed up, and then he killed my friend. It was just like, ugh, great, great story. Jesus Christ. At least with Baby Shark, I was like, what's gonna happen several times, you know? Like, ugh.
Yeah.
Is that what a lot of these are like? Just like,
No, I don't know how I got so many of them like this today in a row, which I'm only going to show one. I'm keeping the last one because that one made me laugh legitimately a few times, even though the end was awful. It was just like, it's, I don't know.
a lot of sex crimes ones in a row that we found, I guess. But
yeah. So the audience will not see one of them because it was just sad. But
yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay, so thanks for doing this with me.
Thank you for taking me on this very weird journey, Rush. I liked it a lot. There were parts of it I did not like, but there were parts of it I definitely did.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm sorry
Mainly
because
the
I'm not
first scene.
I'm not pre-watching them, so I can't vet them ahead of time. So it's just like,
No, of
at
course,
least-
of course. We're discovering together.
yes. So thank you, John. Do you have anything to plug, John Blair? Say your full name now. Yeah.
It is, yeah. if you're already on YouTube watching stuff, I do a bunch of sketches on YouTube, and I did a show of sketches that I put together into like half-hour chunks, and it's called Now More Than Ever. So check it out if you feel like it. It will, I think, yeah. I'm trying to remember if there's any Grinch content in that specifically. No. But I had to think about it. But yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. And I'll put a link in once I figure out how to do all those things. Also, please like and subscribe to both of our things because it costs you $0 if you watch this. It costs you nothing. And there will be more of these. Yeah. And smash that like button. Tickle that little bell icon. That's what people say, right? Like, I don't know. I've never... I don't know. I'm new to this. Also, we have like an old sketch from 2013 that you and I did together on my fucking
That's true.
YouTube.
Yeah.
That I'll probably show a clip of in this for no reason at all. But yeah, thanks again. That was a lot of fun. I actually enjoyed. I feel like I'm gonna release yours first because yeah, that's it.
Oh boy.
Thanks again.
Band called Dubstep.